everyone, my name is Sarah, and today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite breakfast foods from when I was a child in America, and that is pancakes. So, big, exciting celebration. We can talk about pancakes. So, how about we just get started? Alright, first sentence. A pancake is a type of round, flat cake made from starchy batter. The shape and texture of a pancake differs based on its region. For example, American pancakes are thick and fluffy, while British pancakes tend to resemble crepes. Very cool. So we have a couple of words here that are written in bold. So the first one is texture. So in Korean we would say 식감. So it's kind of like the feeling of the food in your mouth. It's called the texture. So there's taste, 맛, and texture, 식감. And the texture, or the 식감 of the pancake, is different based on the region. So that is where you eat the pancakes. So region in Korean is 지역. So for that reason, American pancakes, British pancakes, and pancakes that you find in other areas of the world tend to be different from each other. So for instance, here, American pancakes are thick and fluffy. So fluffy, it's kind of like a pillow. There's a lot of air inside. So some kinds of cake will also be fluffy. Batter can be fluffy. If it kind of looks like, a little bunny tail, or it's kind of squishy like a pillow, then you can say that it's fluffy. However, British pancakes, so it's a little bit more in the European style, they tend to resemble or be similar to crepes, which are from either France or Belgium. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, so here we have an example of some British or perhaps Belgian crepes. I'm not sure exactly where this photo was taken, but if you look closely, you can see that the pancakes are folded because they're really, really thin, almost like paper. And they spread some powdered sugar, some fruit. It's very tasty, and it's not super, super unhealthy or too filling. You can compare that to the American version, which looks like this. So these are the pancakes of my childhood, and sometimes I still make them at home. They're actually really, really easy to make, and they're pretty cheap as well. You can see that they're a little bit thicker, and there's a lot of syrup on top, so it's very sweet. We also got some fruit, and we stack them up like this and cover them in butter. So perhaps not the healthiest kind of pancake, but very, very tasty nonetheless. All right, second sentence. According to archaeological findings, pancakes are the earliest and most common grain food eaten during prehistoric times. The ancient Greeks made pancakes called tagenias, which were mentioned in the works of 5th century BC poets Chronatus and Magnes. So archaeological. It looks kind of complicated, right? But actually, if we just take this part off, it looks like the word archaeology. So it's the adjective form of the word archaeology, which is in Korean 고고학. So you can translate archaeological in Korean to 고고학적인 or 고고학적. Okay? And then the second word that I highlighted is prehistoric. So it's from the time before history, before they were able to write down what they were doing and leave it in books for people like us to learn about. So prehistoric times, they actually ended with the advent of agriculture. So I want to say between 7,000 and 10,000 years ago. So pancakes are actually even older than that. People have been eating them since prehistoric times. So apparently I'm not the only one who likes them, because they've been passed down through the centuries, through the millennia even, and we still eat them even today. And we know this because the ancient Greeks made pancakes called tagenias, which I believe is how it's pronounced, but it's actually a Greek word, not an English word, so I'm not entirely sure. And these tagenias were mentioned in the works or books of the 5th century poets Chronatus and Magnes. Let's move on to number 3. These pancakes were a breakfast food made from wheat flour, curdled milk, honey, and olive oil. The word pancake comes from Middle English in the 15th century. Very cool. So these tagenias, or tagenias, I'm not exactly sure. So they're actually really, really similar to the pancakes that I still eat today, minus the curdled milk. So do you guys know what the word curdled means? So it's actually milk that has kind of nowadays, people don't usually eat curdled milk. It's like milk that's become kind of solid, Like the liquid part and the solid part, they start to separate from each other. So if you leave milk outside or in the fridge for way too long, it'll become curdled. But there are actually some ways to eat it safely, including apparently in pancakes. And it's possibly because they heat it up in order to eat it. So maybe that kills all the bacteria. I'm not really sure. But other than that, if you would just replace the word curdled milk with just regular milk, honestly, you can still make pancakes just like that today with some wheat flour, honey, olive oil, and milk. And so interestingly, we learned that this word tagenias, or tagenias, it came from Greek, and it's been around for a super, super long time. But this word pancake comes from Middle English in the 15th century. So that's about the 1400s, so over 700 years ago. So pancakes are older than Shakespeare. It's pretty cool, right? Recent pancake trends include souffle pancakes and pancake art. Created in Japan, the souffle pancake is a reinterpretation of American pancakes. So souffle, that's actually a French word. I believe it is a special kind of French pastry that is super, super light and fluffy. It usually comes with some cream, I think. I've never actually tried one. It sounds delicious though. So taking my two favorite things, French souffle and American pancakes, putting them together, absolutely delightful. So this special kind of souffle pancake was created in Japan, and it's a reinterpretation of American pancakes. So when you reinterpret something, you kind of take something old and you change it a little bit. You take inspiration from that thing, but then you make it into something new. So we already got to take a look at the regular American pancakes right here in this photo. And you can see that they're pretty fluffy, then they're pretty thick compared to crepes, right? So Japan kind of took the American pancake to the next logical step away from a crepe, which is what they eat in Britain and Europe, and they made it into this souffle pancake, and it's super, super fluffy. It's almost more like an airy cake, like a sponge cake, but even lighter than that. And they stack them on top of each other like this, so they're much narrower and thicker and fluffier, which sounds really, really amazing. I definitely want to try these. So as I just said, these pancakes are taller and have more fluff, often being described as cloud-like. Pancake art is an art form where people make creative images by using squeeze bottles filled with batter. Very cool. All right, well, that is all for today for our lesson all about American pancakes. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that you guys will try to make some pancakes at home after you watch this video. It's actually really, really, really easy. I'm horrible at cooking, and even I can make pancakes, so I believe that you probably can too. Yeah, you just take a little bit of pancake mix. You can buy it on Coupang. It's like 3,000 won for a bag about this big, and you can make a lot of pancakes with just a little bit of money and a little bit of time. All right, well, I will see you guys again next week, and I hope that all of you have a wonderful day, and also Happy New Year, and congratulations on surviving 2020, because it was a really hard year. All right, see you guys later. Bye.